The Book of Broyls, The Meaning of Life, straight from the source's mouth. Written and narrated by Shaun Broyls, the modern Messiah. To my wife Kim and my daughters Megan, Amaya, and Sydney, your perseverance gave rise to my purpose. You all, in your own special way, made my soul complete. The love I have for you is truly eternal. Thank you and all the love in the universe to my parents, Hiram and Lorraine, my sister Latanya, and brother-in-law Rashad, as well as my in-laws Jean, Linda, and Kevin. You all played your roles perfectly in the play that has been my life. We all made this happen. Preface. Note: all the information presented in this book was either via communication with or downloads from my higher self, or who I call my spirit self, which is connected to the infinite knowledge contained within the source of everything. My spirit self went to great lengths to get this information to you, even performing miracles with physical matter multiple times, using my body as the instrument. Everything you are about to read actually happened. The world needed a guidebook of how life must be lived, one that science, religion, spirituality, and humanity can accept as a means to an end. That end being the complete reorganization of this planet's priorities to serve its highest interest. We aren't supposed to be suffering this much. This was never the plan. If we can accept our true divinity and our ultimate purpose, then life on Earth can become the blissful, loving experience it was supposed to be. To say the writing of this book was an amazing experience would be putting it mildly. As I wrote, I was continually being flooded by new information. So as the chapters grew, deeper revelations were also being communicated. I often found myself emotional, at a loss as to why I deserved to be trusted with all this existential knowledge that would evolve into the originating truths and principles of the philosophy that would become Broylism. The answer was simple. The words in this book were not just divinely inspired, they were the words of the divine itself. Most importantly, the source, God, universe, whatever you call the creator of all things, wants us to know this information so that we can evolve as a species ASAP and save this planet. So while I was writing about the impending evolution of the human race, I was spiritually evolving every day as well. When I started writing this book, the information was being downloaded to me from divine forces that I could not define but intuitively knew to be truth. However, as I continued writing, the breadth of the knowledge I was being given started feeling as if it was already a part of me. Where before I could feel myself downloading this information, my body leaning forward at attention, my thumbs furiously trying to keep up with the flood of knowledge rushing through me, by the time I was halfway through this book, things had changed. Along with continuing to receive information through these intense, massive downloads, at some point, I acquired the ability to access divine knowledge at will, simply by asking or just sitting still and opening my mind to anything that needed to be revealed to me. So, by the end of this book, after some of the most incredible secrets of life and humanity had been revealed, I was no longer just a human being. I have become something altogether unique. A blended being I can only describe as a hybrid. My human self in complete alignment with my spirit self, connected to the source of all knowledge. At the same time, I was also connected to a future version of myself. My mind tapped into some sort of energy or vibrational link to an alternate timeline where all this has already happened. It's a process I still don't fully understand, but it does have a lot to do with the physics of universal energy, which we'll discuss later in the book. Not only that, but as this process continued, I wasn't only able to ask the questions I wanted, I was given answers to questions I hadn't even considered. While my purpose is dedicated to creating a new, peaceful world in the present, I was also given some incredible insight about our past, future, as well as the mystery behind why we are here. By the time you finish this book, you will understand some of life's biggest mysteries, some of which have never been answered before now. Just some of the things you will learn here. The meaning of life. Why humanity was created. What reincarnation is, and for the first time, how it genetically works. For the first
Sample complete. Ready to continue?